the problem was. We are back on the Mana Symbol channel. Someone asked me the other day, have you stopped playing Enigmatic Incarnation? To which I basically said yes. This deck is amazing. I had a lot of fun with it for a good long time. It is incredibly crunchy and interesting and fun to play. It's also not that
magic is not for everyone. Consult your doctor.
Powerful. And when I say powerful, let me clarify a little bit. Enigmatic is a hard control deck in the truest sense of the description. And when I say that, what I mean is you really don't have any I win buttons. You do have an engine that is able to generate tons of advantage, tutor creatures, in this case, out over and over and over again, and basically solve all of your problems. It slices, it dices, and it makes julienne fries. What it doesn't have is the ability to get quick closeout wins. And Modern is populated densely with decks that either literally or figuratively kill you on turn 3 or 4. And while this deck is very good at diffusing those, as with most control decks, you need your answers to line up. And just as a thought experiment, if you were playing a deck with individually powerful threats like Jund, and you play turn 2 Wrenn and 6, and turn 3 Liliana, and turn 4 Bloodbraid Elf, or turn 2 Tarmogoyf, and turn 3 Liliana, and turn 4 Bloodbraid Elf. Now, yeah, it requires you to hit the 4 lands, and yeah, they've all got to be untapped, except for that first one. But other than that, I mean, those are all just like 4-ofs in your deck that you can fairly easily cast on curve. For your opponent, each of those requires basically a different answer if answering them is what you're trying to do. Having your own proactive game plan is a lot easier, and especially if it's one that is at the same power level or maybe even better. The point is, for this deck to deal with that start at a Jund is reasonable, but sometimes you stumble, sometimes you have to mulligan, sometimes And dealing with all the different ways people are attacking you in Modern, for example, Amulet Titan versus Storm versus any of the red prowess decks, I mean, it's just a lot of stuff to cover. So I think I just got a little burned out playing this deck and just getting punished so much. But for anyone who's lost hope along this way, let me tell you something. Even though Modern is so punishing, this deck is so good, it is able to play through that. So I know it kind of flies in the face of the whole way I was setting this up, but really, in terms of control decks you can play, and in terms of things that are possible and certainly fun, if you're in the right state of mind to solve a puzzle every single turn, then this deck is phenomenal. I mean, there really is almost nothing else like it, and all the toolbox decks each are very similar, and so, you know, but even though they're similar, this one is so cool and so unique in the way that it pairs up Enigmatic Incarnation with the creatures of Modern. So Enigmatic Incarnation, as a reminder for anyone who's never seen it before, this is 2 green-blue for an enchantment. It says at the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice another enchantment. If you do, search your library for a creature card with mana value equal to 1 plus the sacrifice enchantment's mana value. Specifically, it's not equal to or less than, which means if you sacrifice any of these 1-drop enchantments, you get a 2-drop creature, and if you can sacrifice any of these 2-drop enchantments, you get a 3-drop creature. Some of the enchantments we're playing include Modern staple Utopia Sprawl and Modern should be staple Spreading Seas, which I say because Spreading Seas is just one of the rockstar cards in this deck that nobody expected to be anywhere near as good as it is. Not only is it great against any deck that's playing something like Urzatron, but it's surprisingly good against Burn and can even be good against Prowess. Limiting the amount of red mana those decks have actually has a huge impact on their game plan, which you're not going to realize until you're sitting there playing it. And then, as I mentioned, Enigmatic Incarnation is allowing you to tutor through your deck for these other cards. So we get to play a bevy of 1-ofs. We've got a 1-of Spellskite, Meddling Mage, Scavenging Ooze, Goblin Cratermaker, Brain Maggot, Phantasmal Image, Charming Prince, Kitchen Finks, Lurrus of the Dream Den, Eternal Witness, Deputy of Detention, Reflector Mage, Magus of the Moon, Callous Bloodmage, Glasspool Mimic. And then we've got some creatures that show up in multiples of Renegade Rallier, of course, being the sort of highlight of this deck. Getting to play this card is awesome in this deck, which hopefully you'll see the interactions of. We've got a sideboard. Let's stop yammering, because the clearer, cleaner way to show you all the awesome things this deck does is just go play. I did finish up that league yesterday of the BTL Luris deck, where I just smoked through 2 more rounds. I just totally demolished some nerd who was playing Jund Shadow and who was playing a red-white prowess. So Spike's deck is nuts. Matthios F34. Probably E-Tron. We also got Enigmatic Expert Mordekaiser in chat, I believe. And sometimes you just get to cheese people out, as we will do with this turn 2 Magus. We're going to throw a Utopia Sprawl on blue. Well, that's all right, hands. Not the end of the world. Sounds okay. Fan has been hit by the shit. Yeah. So there's an unfortunate situation we find ourselves in here, which is that whether we're against E-Tron or Greentron, we're playing this Magus of the Moon in a situation where they will be able to, in the case of E-Tron, fetch their wastes, or in the case of Greentron, fetch a forest, and then be able to play through. Luckily, we've got a pretty good hand. I mean, it's not like we mulliganed for this Magus of the Moon. We just happened to luck into our one of. And this is one of those awesome things that you just get to do when you play this deck sometimes. It's just like draw your one of that's totally gross in the matchup and then just, you know, body them. Ah, they already had the wastes. Okay. So they're not cut off from casting spells entirely, but I could Meddling Mage their potential Thought-Knot Seers next turn. No, I can't. But I can play Birds of Paradise plus Omen of the Sea and then set up for next turn. Could also Phantasmal Image my own Magus of the Moon as sort of insurance. I don't hate that line at all. Because the E-Tron deck usually, plays a reasonable amount of removal, and removal that will function through the Blood Moon in the form of Dismember or Spatial Contortion. They're usually on Warping Whale right now, so we might be safe. I'm expecting to see, yeah. Oh, that's not a Thought-Knot Seer at all. Okay. Well, if they fetch something with the down tick right now, we can just Meddling Mage it. Sky Sovereign. Interesting. So I think they're telling me they have their next land drop. Their big finisher is the 5/5 Trample. I mean, they play Reality Smasher, which is the 5/5 Trample. But I would say their big finisher is Ugin, and sometimes off of Karn they will get... the name of the card is... Sundering Titan. And E-Tron has been known to play like a bigger version where they play like a bunch of Ulamogs, and there's a Conduit of Ruin and Emrakul. So they can go bigger than that, but yeah, the standard build is playing Reality Smasher is the highest. Okay, so this Sky Sovereign is likely coming in. I think I just cut... I think I cut the one Fulminator Mage from this deck. Although I wouldn't be able to get it this turn anyway. From the main deck I did, yeah. Which is fine. So I could play Enigmatic and Omen of the Sea and just concede to the fact that they're going to play their Sky Sovereign and kill one of my Magus of the Moons this turn. The Omen of the Seas will become a Skyclave Apparition and get rid of this Karn for me. Then they Sky Sovereign my Magus, and then I have to find an answer for the Sky Sovereign next turn. And the reason I want to do that more than just playing this Meddling Mage is if I just play Start Witness. What? Start with Seas. I don't have a... Oh, Omen of the Seas? Sure. Sure, I can do that. That's fair. If I think I'm going to probably end up playing this anyway. See what we're going to draw. I mean, neither of these are useful. I think we go bottom. I can't even cast the Reflector Mage this turn, so. You want to keep the Omen? Sure. Yeah. That's fine. All right. I'm pretty sure I'm just Skyclaving their Karn, right? So Skyclave Apparition will exile their Karn. We know they want to get out from this Blood Moon, so... So let's find out if they were bluffing with the Sky Sovereign. They were not. Is there a 5-drop I win card? So what you're asking is, do you ever want to play a 5-drop creature where you Enigmatic and Enigmatic into it? I assume hands? Yeah, okay. Not realistically, no. This deck did start out as a 5-color Niv variation. Which is one of the best things you can do. Seas, find a land. Cratermaker, shoot the boat. Yeah, well, we didn't find a land. Well, I have Deputy of Detention to eat the Sky Sovereign. Rallier and Deputy, yep. So Renegade Rallier, as I pointed out, this is a 3-mana creature from Kaladesh, which hadn't seen a lot of modern play. It allows you to get back a permanent from your graveyard straight to the battlefield. And it's a 3/2 for 3. So it's the right size for a creature deck in Modern, besides the fact that it rebuys fetch lands, it rebuys our enchantments, and allows us to chain multiple creatures into play. Mind Stone. Okay. Plus a 5-drop? Yeah, that's really bad. Okay. Let's see if they killed the correct one. Shows up in pod decks? Do you mean showed up in pod decks? Because there's no real pod decks anymore. Yeah. All right. See ya, hands. So let's throw Abundant Growth on the mountain, because these are both mountains for now. White, blue, 1. Play Teferi. So get rid of their 4/4. Pretty significant. Ephemerate, it's an okay draw. It's fine. Fear All is Dust? I always fear All is Dust. There's nothing we can really do about it. We could play Meddling Mage next turn on it, but if I play it now, it doesn't help me at all, because they'll just boot up their Sky Sovereign and kill the Meddling Mage. So you can be afraid of All is Dust all you want more, but I don't really care. Cratermaker Maggot? Sure. So Goblin Cratermaker allows us to destroy their Sky Sovereign. And Brain Maggot allows me to at least look at the last card in their hand, but possibly yoink! Urza's mine. And they called it a mine. Mine! Alright, we can still play this Omen of the Forge, which theoretically could kill the Battery Shaper. Of course, we're most likely to use Cratermaker to blow up the Sky Sovereign, but still. They play the mine, alright. They're going to combat. They haven't booted up their Sky Sovereign. So what we can do here is just go block. Cratermaker. Boop. Wow, that worked out really well. That is a phenomenal draw. Although I don't actually have all the colors I need to cast this Meddling Mage. I can Ephemerate my Brain Maggot if I want to. The way to be the most mana efficient is use birds to cast the Utopia Sprawl on something, and then use that something for a different color. Well, let's rumble in for 5. We're going to sack the Brain Maggot this turn for sure. So that's free access to the next drop up. I think I'm just going to play this on white, but I'm not going to sack that this turn. But I am going to play this Omen of the Forge and shoot my opponent for 2. Why sack the Maggot? I mean, why not? It doesn't have anything on it. You would Ephemerate on their draw. Okay. Sure. That's much better than what I thought of. Sack Omens, sure. So sack the Omen of the Forge, get back, or get a Renegade Rallier, grab the Omen of the Forge, shoot them. And you might think, wait a minute, you're out of Renegade Rallier, Zach. What are you going to do? How, pray tell, are you going to get another Renegade Rallier? Well, let me tell you, just pipe down a half second, because we've got a whole bunch of clones. Playing against another streamer. I thought I was playing against one of the best modern players of all time. Just didn't know that they streamed. I honestly had no idea. Let's go draw step. And bam. Join the Ephemeration Nation opponent, and they scoop. Boosh. Thanks for the info, though, Ken Seiden. So one assumes any or all of you can go and open up Mateus F34's stream and watch what they're up to on their side of the battlefield. Friendly reminder not to tell me anything is in their hand, anything they're planning on doing, or anything they're thinking about the game they just lost, or the game they're about to play. So Fulminator's good here, Collector Roof's good. I like the Seal of Fires. I don't know if they're correct, but I like them. So Callous Bloodmage is not necessary. I mean, it's fine, but we need to make some cuts. Kitchen Finks again, maybe. It's fine. Scavenging Ooze is definitely less than great. Unearth's definitely good. I just need one more cut. For anyone who's not aware, Charming Prince is the nuts with Urian out of our sideboard. It's a super gross value combo that just slams people. So I would always recommend keeping it. Teferi is just actually not that good overall. Could even cut 2 of them. Yeah, let's cut down to 1. Let's cut them all. Get them out of here. Keep these 2, and then realize that I can keep 1 more card and keep a Teferi. Thin Ice? Really? You like Thin Ice here? I guess it's pretty good against Smashers. It's probably better than Seal of Fire overall. I like to keep at least 1 Seal of Fire over Seals and Spellskite. Spellskite, sure. Just because Seal of Fire is so good against... Yeah. Seal of Fire is not that great against their deck, but Seal of Fire with Luris is the nuts. So if we happen to draw our 1 Seal of Fire, we can usually tutor to our Luris. Friendly reminder, I was watching a streamer last night who normally doesn't drink tequila, who was drinking tequila straight because it was Cinco de Mayo. It's now Siesta de Mayo. You can tell me if I'm totally screwing that up more. Not because you're Mexican, because you're not, but because you speak Spanish. This hand is not good enough. It's actually pretty close. 1 accelerant would make this really good, but this hand is really good. Distinct lack of fetch land, though. It's actually not quite as good as I think it is, but it's still good. You drink vodka from the bottle, making your Czech ancestors proud. Well done, sir. Sands actually have more than a little bit awkward color-wise. I kind of want to just set my Sprawl on black so I can play this Callous Bloodmage. It's not Cinco de Mayo that I have a problem with my pronunciation of. It's Siesta de Mayo, which is the 6th of May, which is what today is. Because I didn't have tequila yesterday. But anyway, friendly reminder, buy quality tequila, 100% agave. Crappy tequila is really crappy. Yes, it's going to cost you like a reasonable amount of money. No, it's not a problem. Is Callous good? I just want to draw better mana. And we've got Ephemerate, so certainly not bad. See, I'm drawing better mana already. Oh. Well, that was unexpected. It's okay, I'll just pick it up again. Uh-oh. Well, I hope I draw untapped red. Yeah. In the deck? Yeah, I think Callous Bloodmage is going to be a really, really reasonable addition to this kind of deck. It's a cantrip, it creates extra blockers, and it's graveyard hate you can play in the main deck that's like objectively powerful. It wipes out their entire graveyard. Just bang. So, I mean, choose your choice, but I think those are all pretty good reasons. However, this right here is one of those games where sometimes you're just going to die to the more powerful decks in Modern. Now they can Expedition Map and have 7 mana. Thankfully, it's not 8. And they could get Sundering Titan and actually cast it immediately. But, like, Sky Sovereign. It's an interesting choice. So, unfortunately, this Witness is not actually going to be able to do anything interesting, but it will be able to grab me the Ephemerate back during my upkeep, so. Yeah, we can beat this, but it's going to be annoying. Do you think we forsake the Ephemerate? Well, I already went through all that way too quickly for you to get to have an opinion on that, so that's my fault. Yeah, I was considering it, but I was like, there's no way you give up Eternal Witness plus Ephemerate, but I guess I should have. I don't know what I was planning on drawing. Not this. Because the problem is now Karn is going to be able to animate the Sky Sovereign just attack me because I couldn't find red mana. I can play Callous Bloodmage to draw a card, and if I draw an untapped blue source, I'll be okay. If I don't, which I'm probably not going to, be okay. But if they do boot up the Sky Sovereign, I can just Ephemerate again. The thing is, I'm going to take 5 damage. Oh, or I could just draw an untapped blue source. That would be fine, too. Wait, no, this means I'm going to lose my creature. Yeah, I didn't think through the rest of it more. I didn't realize I didn't have enough mana to actually play my Cratermaker. I have to go with EHP, yep. Yeah, okay. There's no Steam Vents in this deck, but I guess I'm grabbing Sacred Foundry. Tapped. Unless I just want the blue next turn. Pretty sure having the red next turn is better, though. The real upsetting moment is going to be when they have Chalice here. Finally, they have Chalice. Playing Spreading Seas last turn didn't have a huge upside, if only because they have an Expedition map, so if I turn off one of their Tron lands, they just get another one of whatever I turned off. Thought-Knot's here? Thought-Knot's here would be annoying. Oh, yeah, the Forge they put in their hand. Well, that's terrifying. Hopefully they have a land on top. But they have a Shuffle, and Mystic Forge has an activatable ability. And they have a Draw off Mindstone. Well, they're down to 3 mana. They're really kind of hosing themselves here. Tech Edge. It only destroys non-basics, right? Yeah. What will you target, opponent? Choose carefully. Bing. Well, we would have Mord. We would have. But, not an option. Holy crap. Well, that's just obnoxious. Wow. Yeah. I mean, sometimes they're gonna have it all. Top deck red? I have red. Oh, Toy the dude. What? Oh, on thin ice. Sorry, I didn't know what Otoy is. OTI. Yeah, I mean, we can do that. Yeah, yeah. Me too, Penseur. Me too. We do still have a Urian waiting in the wings. Not that we can do anything about it yet, but we definitely have to destroy their Karn, just because the Mystic Forge is potentially insane, but Pogo Shark's more excited for Shardless Agent. Is Shardless Agent confirmed? I mean, I don't think that Shardless Agent won't be in Modern Horizons. I think it should be, but is it in any way confirmed? Did I miss a... Well, we're screwed. They're not flooding more... Sure. Can you think of any cards that are not played in control that might become relevant? I'm thinking something like Mystic Gate might get even better. Well, Mystic Gate is being played in control, Poncer. I am very happy that Counterspell is part of Modern. I was a person who was saying I would like Counterspell to be in Modern Horizons too. I think it's a crime that Counterspell is not played heavily in any format, and Modern would be a good format for it. That said, 2-color control decks are the place where Counterspell is going to be great, and in everything else, I believe it's going to be questionable to sketchy. And by questionable, I mean you're going to be asking yourself, do I want to play Counterspell, and how many? So 4 of Counterspell is not... Yeah, blue, white, and blue, black, and blue, red. All of those decks, probably playing 2 to 4 Counterspells. But color requirements are not free in Modern, because the aggressive decks are going to smash the hell out of you. And making yourself more vulnerable to Blood Moon is not free. So there is a large... Man, this hand is so medium. It's got a lot of answers, but only for specific questions. I guess I'm turn 2 grabbing Urian. Go Foothills on blue. Turn 2. I could play Birds and Phantasmal Image on Birds. I don't know. This is pretty weak. It's like no card draw, no selection, no disruption. I could do better. There we go. That's the hand. That's the hand. That's why we mulligan. Yeah, and that's the thing. Is like Modern already has Drown in the Lock, which, you know, obviously is not the same card, but it's really good. So if I keep the Witness, I get to pick the Heath back up. Yeah, all right. Unless they have Dismember. If they have Dismember, I'm going to get screwed here, but that's fine. Yeah, I would start it off as Drown 5/6 because Drown being a terminate for prowess creatures and stuff is very important. But like Giglio had the tweet that was like, what counter spells do you think we won't ever see anymore? And I was like, I think you'll see all of them. I think you'll see less of them. I think you're definitely going to see less mana leaks. For sure. For sure you're going to see less mana leaks. But you're not going to see none. I don't think so. You're certainly not going to see no remands. Decks like Storm are not going to not play Remand. Yikes. That is so rude. You are a B, opponent. Hate to use harsh letters. Can't believe they did that. It was so rude. Peep the list. Well, I'm gonna look at your list, but not gonna peep it. I'm sorry, Wambo. Didn't you hear the word of the day is jam way too many copies of counterspells into every list? Or are you just not hip to it yet? I mean, it looks fine. This looks like blue-white Thopter Sword. Not is dead. That's fine. Who cares? Plenty of people played Logic Knot. People might still play it to have a combo with Shark Typhoon. I mean, this list is fine, Lambo. Yeah, it's like mostly blue Thopter Sword. It's cool. Hole kind of cracked. What? I think that might be some kind of new pop culture way to say things. Like Fina. Finna? That's got to be Finna. Anywho. I'm just going to pick up my birds here. Not a great play, but something. Just get more power on the battlefield. They clearly don't have anything great going on in their hand, but they can start casting Thought-Knot Seers, etc. So, Holy kind of cracked. What? Is there something in the deck that I'm missing that's called the Holy or referred to as Holy, or are you just saying the whole thing is kind of Hole? Hole? Portable Hole. I have no idea what Portable Hole is. Oh, and you put Urza's Saga in the mana base and Brainstone. I haven't read those cards. They're from the set that I don't believe is real. I don't care about that set. I don't care about those spoilers. Not until we're way closer. Peep. I will look at them. Okay, Portable Hole, white, for an artifact. When it enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent opponent controls with mana value 2 or less until Portable Hole leaves the battlefield. Okay. I mean, that's a card. Sure. Urza Saga I saw. That one I get that. Hole. And then Brainstone is also 1 mana, and then artifact, 2 mana, tap, sacrifice, draw 3, put 2 back. That's fine. I'm not anywhere near as excited about your list as you seem to be, Wambo. I think it's fine. It's not bad. I think it bears testing. I'm not ready to say any of that is broken, but it's probably okay. When's the last time you actually tried playing an Urza deck, though? Let me tell you something about Urza decks. They are not that exciting. They're good if you are incredibly dedicated to them. Contra Ego, Arceus Dota. Okay. Interesting sequencing, but I'll take it. The Chalice on one that they finally found is going to be problematic. Okay, we've got 7 mana. They can go Karn into Bridge. Bridge with 3 cards in hand? No. Yeah. But, Wambo, to your point, I think it's possible there's going to be good, broken artifacts and that's such a pain in the ass. There might be good, actual broken, colorless artifacts and such in the set. I don't think Brainstone's that good, but I think it might be okay. Maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe it'll be the new Arkham's Astrolabe. I hope so. All right, we're going to Omen of the Sea looking for a blue source, because then we could play Enigmatic this turn and have something to sack to it. We did it. And then we can get Fulminator and destroy one of their lands, which is nice. I think I want Hallowed. No, I already have double white. But third white is not bad on this board. I've already got double blue, and this is the perfect match. Yeah, perfect. Now your mono blue fairies with counterspell is hype. As well it should be, my friend. As well as it should be. Okay, so get Fulminated Mage. So my opponent can draw in the Fulmination Nation. We kill any land that is not Urza's Tower. The most recent one they fetched was the Tower. So I usually kill the mine. And I call it a mine. A mine! Let's call Roy. Oh dear, Roybert. On your pedestal, made of curry. That has nothing to do with anything, Roy. I just thought it sounded funny. So I can group block here, and they can only kill one of my creatures. They'll kill my Orion, then next turn they'll be able to bash in better. I'll just sit for a turn, see what happens. Good draw. That's a good draw. This can go upstairs. I could put the Thin Ice in my graveyard. And then bring it back with a Renegade Rallier. Is that what I want to do, Mord? I think that it is. Well, I don't have a lot of time here, buddy. On Thin Ice, Omen, Rallier, her Daniel. Oh, hey, Daniel. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Mord. Yeah, I figured it out. Don't worry, buddy. I've been playing other decks, so I feel like I'm better at this deck than I was before for whatever reason. I don't know. It's just one of those funny things that happens sometimes. Play a bunch of other decks for a while, and then when you come back, you're just like, yo, I'll get it now. I think we wanted to get in with Orion. Bet you're right. I don't, yeah, I mean, not being on a stalemate with the Thought-Knots here anymore, I guess, wouldn't make me so happy. But I just want everyone to know that I guessed correctly by killing their mine. And that's the most important thing in the world. That I guessed correctly. Okay. They have 1 mana open, and they have a Chalice on 1. So I'm hoping they get Relic of Progenitus or something similar. We unfortunately need a pretty good draw here. If I had hit them last turn with Orion, I'd feel a lot better about it. I think it's Sky Sovereign again. Wild. Good draw. Not a good draw. Okay, well, gotta kill the card. Wait. I'm on 3 minutes and 30 seconds on clock, Roy. Or Mord. Like I can't be doing this, dude. I gotta play the game. Sack OTI, get Brain Maggot. Sure. I was just going to leave it there. I mean, this is going to be a bunch of fucking damage. But this does give me a way to get a 3-drop next turn, so... Oh! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, sure hope they don't draw land. Land. Yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. You got it. You need to show me the card. I just looked at it. Don't worry, it didn't matter what we did. If I had hit them on that one turn where I should have attacked, then instead of killing their card, I could have hit them for 4. And then I could have sacked the 1-drop enchantment to get Phantasmal Image. Well, I wasn't talking to you, Siri. Clone the Rallier, bring back the Omen of the Forge, and hit them for 2, which would have been lethal. No, we had lethal. No, I don't. Shut up. I didn't even say your name. Yeah, so we could have had the win there in theory. I just played it out a little poorly. We did have a good line with we played the Thin Ice into the Chalice there, put it in the graveyard, picked it up with the Rallier. That was really sweet. I mean, they had the nuts there, which was kind of... I mean, I say the nuts, but they had a very good hand, despite the fact that I had turned 2 Magus to the Moon. No, I saw that one blitz. I don't know if that's worth anything at all. Not in Modern. We'll see. Yeah. Well, I mean, the worst part about that, Roy, is the fact that it's inaccurate, right? Yeah, Omen of the Forge could have won the game for me, though, Mort, if I was playing it properly. But you're definitely correct. Omen of the Forge, or Trial of Ambition is definitely better than Omen of the Forge against E-Tron. I think against the field at large, I will always want Omen of the Forge, and I definitely don't want to play Trial of Ambition. But yes, if E-Tron was one of the only decks I was playing against, it'd probably be better. And it's certainly fine against Prowess, because Prowess is going to be able to use Mutagenic Growth to dodge most forms of damage-based removal a lot of the time. So that's at least 2 major matchups where Trial of Ambition is very good. The next time I play it, I'll make sure to do it. I just got distracted with making dinner, etc. Yeah. Does it actually, Roy? I didn't look. Often do you get judged calls about mana abilities? It's never happened before. It's literally never happened before. The most common judge call about mana abilities I've ever heard of is Cavern of Souls. Not because it's a mana ability, but it is a mana ability, and there's a whole policy thing about it. Sprightly Dragon, eh? Alright. Well, might as well Skyclave it. I mean, the card is clearly like very powerful, Roy, so it might have a chance somewhere, but I don't know. That's definitely the right power level for a card like that. They did not they did you're reaching there, they were reaching there when they printed it, you know? Card is the card is not a thing. It's not as good yet. So obviously turning some of their lands into not just being able to tap for red in addition to the colors that they can would be a good idea, but they already have triple red, so we're not cutting them off any realistic amount of red mana here. Playing out this Birds of Paradise absolutely sucks, but I think it's the only thing worth doing. Nice. That's a good find, Freak. Not like you're the first person ever to play that card in Modern, but still a good find. I'm gonna sack the Fiery Islet because they have not had a burn spell in ages. Literally have not seen. Okay, they finally found one. Well, that sucks. Well, like, buying time against that deck is the only thing we've really needed. I was considering Weather the Storm, so you're on the same line that I am. And again, I've said it before, I don't like Weather the Storm against Blue-Red Prowess normally, but I'm not used to playing decks that are actually able to, like, immediately win the next turn if you buy yourself 1 or, like, 1.5 turns. I say, like, 1.5, like,
Side effects may include dry
on an
mouth,
average.
vomiting, water retention, painful rectal-itch, hallucination, dementia, psychosis,
Well,
coma, death, and halitosis.
This could be really fun if I hit my
Magic is
next
not for everyone.
land.
Consult your doctor before use.
This could be really good if I hit my next land. Bang! Alright. Dying on turn 5. Wow. Brutal. Are you still keeping the Emrakuls in your sideboard, or are you considering cutting? Because I feel like the real matchup that Emrakul is going to be the most important in is like Path to Exile matchups, and then besides that, Mill. But I didn't run into any Mill, although Mill did go second place in the PTQ, so it may become a little more popular. Speaking of which, hey Blitz! Second place on the PTQ. Almost made the Pro Tour. Mill. So, you know. Does Mill benefit from having Counterspell, or is Drown just better? Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, Mr. T. Blitz MTG is going to test 2 to start with, and then see what's what with that. I'm not sure, but I think testing it is important, and working with the numbers is going to be important. I don't think Counterspell is going to be a big... Yeah, I don't think Counterspell is going to be a big sale for Mill. But Mill is a 2-color deck which can play it. The thing is, in Modern, you want to fetch basics sometimes, especially against any of the burn decks, and Mill's playing for a Field of Ruin. So it's not free for Mill to be able to include that card, like, at all. No, it's fine. Wits, though. What other cards do I want to board out here? Brain Maggot is pretty limited in use, but being able to tutor up an enchantment creature is still pretty important. Scavenging Ooze, again, limited use, but it does gain life, it can grow, and it can eat loud darts. Just the Spreading Seas. Yeah, I mean, Drown in the appropriate deck is a split Terminate counterspell, right? It is phenomenal. It is one of my favorite cards in Modern, but I just can't play it in the decks that I want to play it in. Or most of them. Well, it's more the deck that I want to play it in is just bad. Sure. That's awesome, Freak. I mean, yeah, it is a deck. Well, I watched about 2 matches of Saffron Olive when he streamed the deck, and him saying the deck is inconsistent is hilarious to me when in multiple games I was looking at a turn and I went, okay, this is the spot where you start hedging for Wrenn and 6 to win you the game with Time Warps. And I watched the game go over the next couple of turns, and he's sitting there just struggling to get to this Indomitable Creativity only. And I'm sitting there just being ready to pop, being ready to scream, because I'm like, you've missed 3 turns where you could have almost gotten to infinite turns already. And your opponent has been sniping off your dwarves immediately. But that's the thing, is that's definitely one of those people who has a habit of doing that. And I like that human being, but it's one of those things that just, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. But I mean, wonderful contributions to Modern and the content creation world at large. But it's just one of those things where it's when people said that he said it was inconsistent, I was like, well, what is he talking about? And I also, within the first 2 matches, almost every single time that Velomachus came down, he immediately won the game. So it was what are you talking about? What the hell, dude? What? What are you talking about? I don't, maybe the next 3 matches didn't go so well, but I just couldn't watch any more of it. I would like to go back to the very first time I ever played it and watch me, because I wonder if I was as aware of the turns thing as I said. He 0-3 dropped? No, he won the first match. He won the first match. I watched him win the first match. 2-1. He beat Blood Moon with Aether Gust. Doomwake maybe 0-3 drop, but I can't imagine they both did. The deck is better than that. Sorry, opponent is just doing a lot of nothing here. You only played 3 games with it? Okay. When I was watching, I saw him play like 3 matches, or 2 matches at least, and then I didn't watch the third. Saffron Olive. I would love to see him play Enigmatic someday, by the way. That would be something. Right, it's prowess. I mean, that's not surprising, right? Here's the video. Cody and maybe Velomachus in Historic from 7 days ago. Sorry. At this speed, though, it does look like he only played 3 matches or so. He 1-2'd the first one, but I think he wins the second one. And I'm supposed to be playing a match. Oh, I drew my land. Well, that ain't bad at all. Thanks for the follow. So there is no swamp in this deck for me to fetch with the Prismatic Vista, but I can put Abundant Growth on it and then play Brain Maggot, or just put Abundant Growth on it and then play the Spreading Seas, which I think is probably fine. One of your followers a couple months ago here. Oh, sweet. If I missed your follow several months ago, or you just haven't been chatting, or whatever, welcome back. Stopped Magic a bit. That happens to everybody. I stopped Magic for actually several years. I call it university. Red mana? In Modern? Next thing you're going to do is tell me that Lightning Bolt's playable. I think everyone does at least once, so yeah. So let's go Brain Maggot, Meddling Mage. Wipe out their whole hand, maybe? guess my other option is play Callous Bloodmage, but I guess I would have to immediately flicker my Callous Bloodmage if I wanted to, and then if they kill it, I have nothing to flicker, so that's probably no good. I think Brain Maggot plus Meddling Mage is the play here. I also don't have to take any damage to do that, so I'm pretty happy with that. So we go black 1, Brainly Maggot. We all come back. Yeah. It's a good goddamn game, right? And it's always changing. There's always new stuff to learn. It's great. So we're calling Lightning Bolt. And I'm taking their iteration. Normally you have to tutor for these two, but sometimes you just draw them. But I mean, it's like role-playing games. Like I would play a role-playing game, you know, every now and then because they always kick ass. And the one I know best is some form of Dungeons and Dragons. Be that Pathfinder or one of the actual Dungeons and Dragons. No, they're expressing themselves. Stop them. It depends on your friend group. I think depending on the social situation, etc., things that have less complicated rules are also very good. I think those two are some of the greatest games of all time, but unfortunately not appropriate for all audiences. Well, we basically lost the game. They found a single other piece of removal. But I could just draw Enigmatic here. Just realize you have a crack on your phone. A whole rock. Shouldn't be making jokes. Human being has a crack on their phone. Dead AF. Thanks, friend. This deck can play through a lot sometimes. Probably not this time. Well, that's not good. Yeah, that's also no good. No, we're just dead. They have 2 lightning bolts in hand. There's nothing I can do about it. And this is what I'm talking about. I am getting massacred in this league. I say massacred. We just lost to Blue-Red Prowess. That's one of the worst matchups for this deck. E-Tron, we were actually very, very close. Had I taken a different line in the last game, we could have been okay. E-Tron is me close. Yeah, I don't find Modern boring at all right now. I find Modern fairly fun. More than a little bit. I think there's a lot of room to do fun stuff, and there's a lot of room to do competitive. I mean, the competitive metagame alone is like ludicrously diverse. It's insane. If you look at the 2 top 8s on any individual challenge, like of the 2 modern challenges on an individual weekend, just the top 8s, like you're frequently going to see 12 different archetypes. That's insane. It's insane. That's insane. Right now I'm playing Enigmatic Incarnation, Mad MTG. But we are going to be playing a sweet little brew from Freak You Nasty called Oops All Gear Hulks. Well, that's what I called it. Oh, right. Phoenix submitted it. That's true. You just rocked it hard. Nice. That is acceptable. So we're at 0-2. We've been playing our hearts out so far, but we've been getting eaten alive. Yeah, the Dragon Turns deck is fantastic. Wait, is this the Etron opponent? Oh, fuck off. Hi again, new league to me. I hate playing Birds of Paradise. I really do. As will I. I mean, Pauper's just very dry. The biggest problem I think Pauper has in general is just very dry. I should have mulliganed this hand harder if I knew I was against Prowess, but I didn't even look at my opponent. I just assumed I was going to be against another deck. I've never actually had the same person back to back like that. Pioneer might have a shot again someday, although historic. Probably should have played the Misty Rainforest and gone for Raugrin Triome there. Like, why? Why would you sequence that way? Just play land, dude. Well, if we be that, I mean, I don't agree with that statement at all. Mostly on the back of the fact that, like, Pioneer is a fine format right now. It's just I haven't played it in paper since obviously before the pandemic, and they have had a whole bunch of bans and everything. I mean, the format is actually diverse and great. The last couple times I played it, it's been fine. I just have a hard time getting excited about it again, and the numbers are just so down. But I mean, once paper play comes back, I'm certainly going to have a Pioneer deck, and I'm certainly going to go on weekends and play some Pioneer challenges and stuff. I say challenges, I mean 1Ks in paper. So I think Pioneer is going to be great once Boomer Magic comes back. Analog Magic, or as we Boomers call it, Paper Magic. Tabletop, no, paper. Even though we play with cardboard. You shouldn't feel attacked. Embrace it. People want to label Classic Jund as Boomer Jund? That's fine. Let them. Doesn't change the fact that the deck is totally fine. Call Blue-White Control Boomer Control. That's fine. I don't give a crap. Still a good deck. Oh, right. They don't care. It's the same opponent, Jig. To be fair, I didn't run into Jund in the challenge at all. So I have no outs here. Just dead. Just dead. Didn't draw a single enchantment before I drew the Enigmatic Incarnation. I really am coming around to Davius Minimus's feelings on Ephemerate. Mord is young, smart, thin, healthy, and able to contort his brain into shapes where Ephemerate is the most insane card that's ever been printed. I need to play this in a deck that's either dedicated to it or a deck that doesn't require such a careful balancing act. Because I feel like this card is just so dead so many times I have it in my hand. Like so much. Admittedly, I did not mulligan that hand at all. And knowing I was against Prowess, if I had been paying a lot more attention, would have been fine. But I don't know, man. This deck is, I don't know. I like this deck a lot, but I just don't know without playing it as much as I was for a little while if I can keep up anymore. It's too much brain power, and there's too many moving pieces. Yeah, that's my assumption, Jiggy. 2/5 head for you? Yeah. I mean, there was a period though where I was like playing this on stream, sometimes like 2 leagues in a row. And then I would finish the stream and take a little break, and then I would play like another league until like 4 a.m. with this deck. It was great. That said, like it was a grind every single game. Like even when your opponent stumbles, it's not like your ability to close out games is particularly good. You will win. It's just going to take a lot of work. And you're never going to feel like you're in danger like when they stumble because you're going to gain so much advantage. The fact that you're killing them with like a bunch of 2-power creatures. Yeah. I mean, this hand looks really good. Let me keep it. Double Thin Ice. Yeah, I mean, we were very close to beating the E-Tron deck in the first round. If I had played a little more aggressively, I think we could have been okay. Metas for blockers. I want to make that T-shirt, just like a bunch of cards like tapped in the red zone with like lands behind, and then opponents got some blockers. You just have a big bold caption that says "Math is for blockers." Shove it all in the red zone and let God decide. God sort him out? Let God sort him out. That's the... Maybe I should have thrown the growth on this land. But since I didn't, I really want to deploy a Thin Ice this turn. I assume this Spike BTL deck is close. And a lot of the control decks are even or slightly favored. Like, Espierka is definitely fine. They do need to find the right mixture of spells and have Kaya's Guile for Stormwing. And it gets worse post-board, for sure, than pre-board. Pre-board, they have a pretty good matchup. And no, I'm not going to call that deck Esperka. Or Esperka. Spirka. Because it turns out, like, that's like an endearing name for, like, my little Esper. Cave Dan summed it up best by saying Espercito. Espercito? My little Esper. But yeah, 5-color Niv. 5-color Niv has a banger. Espercito. So I want the Kitchen Finks, but I also want land, goddammit. God damn it. Come on, man. Why? This freaking deck, dude. The only reason I haven't played a Birds of Paradise so far this game is it's just so freaking pointless. It's pointless. Why would you even play the birds? It's just not. It's not worth it. It's like Arbor Elf. You have to play it. Like, it's not that it's pointless to play. God damn. You're running Geese? Yeah, but I don't want to. I really don't like Geese in any non-artifact deck. When I played Geese in the one of the Kiki Jiki decks by what's his face, I did not do best Vapor Snag. They Vapor Snagged their own Sprite Dragon. Roy, I like you a lot, but I don't love that t-shirt. I don't know why, it just doesn't have any pedigree, I guess is the right way to say it. But that's not a thing that people say, right? Unless that's a specific reference to something I don't know about, which I wouldn't be surprised. It just doesn't mean anything. Yeah, cowards can't block me now. That's a good t-shirt. Why? Because that's a thing. That's a magic thing. I mean, we might have to more for this deck to be competitive. Open up 5 slots. Yeah. But as you've been playing a version that is playing that's playing black, and you get to play better black removal. And I haven't played it. I just wasn't interested because I barely felt like I was going to be functional with this deck in the first place, which is kind of proven to be true. So I didn't want to go through a serious overhaul of what cards I was playing. You better not have the mutagenic growth. Oh, they had a Lava Dart in their graveyard. And I knew it. And I pointed it out as a reason that I wasn't playing the birds. Awesome. Awesome. Cool. I didn't want to win this match anyway. I hope they have the kill here. Yep. I mean, I don't think tilt is appropriate. I think I chose to play a deck that I wanted to love. And I didn't want to get hurt. But here I am getting hurt. And running into the first prowess deck was bad enough, but I knew the second one would happen. I just hope it wasn't coming back to me. Yeah, but not caring is even worse, Jiggy, for me. Like, tilting because I'm invested, that sucks. Not even caring enough to be invested enough to care. Like, you seem at peace. No, it's depression. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm confirming. Well, the old border fetch lands are just such overwhelming joy. That um, nothing can be wrong with the world right now. But I think this is the official. This is the official moment where I'm hanging up Enigmatic for now. I love this deck, but I love it too much to play it badly. And it's going to be too much work to play it well. And even at my best, I wasn't good enough. So. No, Mort, it's not your fault. It's just that when I play with you, I see what it takes to be good-ish with this deck. And you're one of the best players in the world at it, and you're still struggling because of what it is, what it demands from you, and what the meta is demanding from you. Like, it's not wrong to love this, and I did for a while, but it's just not. It's not something that I can do anymore, and I'm really, really happy when I get to see you or anyone else succeed with it. I mean, I literally can't, though. Like, when I watch him play or when he coaches me through playing stuff, I just, like, I can't even keep up. I can't do it anymore, you know? It's like the people who can't do 5-color Nim. Like, I can still do that deck like the back of my hand pretty well. Even at my worst, I still got like 3-2 leagues. Oh, I'm sure I've won 4-1 from time to time, but this deck is a lot like Lantern Control. It has like basically no power, but the synergistic nature of it is in fact good enough that it's very, very good if you know everything you need to be doing with it. But you can't make any mistakes. It's like death and taxes. You can't, because the margins you're going to win on most of the time are very narrow, and your house of cards is super easy to knock over. All right. See you in a bit, freak. Occasionally you get hands that are like kind of close to cheese. But they're matchup dependent. We're against it. We're against the what now? Okay. It's probably elementals. Yeah. Miracles? No, it's elementals. They're getting Risen Reef. Yeah, that's not unexpected. I don't need to kill the Harbinger, and they're not playing the Risen Reef this turn. I don't need to play Teferi. They don't have an Aether Vial or anything at the moment, so I'm just going to go tap Stomping Grounds and play Omen. Tef plus and go buy happy. Well, I didn't do that, so I'm actually way happier with my choice. Why not Tef double Omen next turn? Because I could do better, I guess. And I did. I mean, you're not wrong. That clearly would have been good. But so was the thing that I did. So I'm not gonna be upset about it. I just honestly, Mord, I didn't see it. I didn't see it at all. And this is what I'm talking about. Like I didn't even see that. Like, what business do I have playing this deck? None. I have no business playing this deck. I'm just gonna make it look bad. Nonstop. Start getting basics so we can lock them out with Magus. I guess so. I was just gonna yoink their Pyre here. I guess I'm making myself vulnerable to Blighting here. The thing is, I didn't know what they were on in the beginning, and I wanted my colors to be better, which is why I did this. And now I'm in a place where I just don't want to Magus, so I'm just not Magusing anytime. I'm not. I didn't plan on Magusing. I'm not Magusing this game. Like unless I absolutely have to, and I can improve my mana situation. Okay. So that's easy enough to deal with. That's a great draw. I mean, Sprawl is... Yeah, no, I understand that, like, with one Abundant Growth, I could do it. Yeah. But we can also Teferi, and we can also get the Sprawl in here, too. On white. Yeah. So, Teferi... plus Omen. Kill that. So this turn I'm going to sack the Sprawl and take a look at their hand with Brain Maggot. They conceded. Dunked. You just get Magus now? I didn't want to lose a Utopia Sprawl for no value, but you're probably correct. I'm just bad and conservative. I think I want Oof because I'm pretty sure they're on Aether Vial. Jailer is not great, even though they do play out of their graveyard. It does involve them targeting it. That said, Blood Mage is good. Ephemerate, cut, Unearth. They just don't do a lot of killing of our creatures. They will do some, but Spellskite is a better include. Scavenging Ooze is fine, makes good. Well, Spellskite's probably good enough. Unless there's something that Board obviously thinks we need to cut. I think Deputy and Reflector Mage are both good here. I mean, Teferi's not actually all that good. I usually shave a couple in like non-control matchups, so I kind of like that. You want on Thin Ice? Really? Alright. I guess they're going to play Big Daddy Omnath. Tef is worse than Thin Ice. Yeah, you're right. I don't really think it's a Kitchen Finks matchup, although you probably do because you like their card a lot with Phantasmal Image. You only lose to Risen Reach Prep. Okay. So Finks and Meddling Mage Risen Reef sometimes. We have a lot of removal now. All right. I like the Mage. If you're saying the only thing we lose to is Risen Reef, then we can get into play and then maybe protect it from small amount of removal that they have. Obviously, if they already have one in play, it's a little bit scary, but it's a 1/1. We should be able to kill it. Lack of Plague Engineer in this version of the sideboard is a little bit of a yikers. But, I mean, overall, I'm not saying that's actually a bad choice. So I'm going turn 1 Forest Sprawl on blue. Seeing where turn 2 takes me. It could be Reflector Mage, could be Omen. Yeah. Could be neither. So this should go on white. Yeah. Amulet for the win. Got your first 05. Welcome to the club, friend. Are you playing Amulet? Tell you, if you want to start going 3-2 in style, there's one podcast you need to be listening to. Stop going 0-5 and start going 3-2 in style. Titan Breach. Titan Breach. Titan Breach? Through the breach with Titan? No, Serum Visions is a twice monthly oral supplement to increase your jank brewing, Roy. Oh, that was cool. They got the Flamekin Harbinger in their upkeep, so they got the Smoke Braider. It was cool, but I am going to kill it. So I can go Wooded Foothills and make play Abundant Growth and make play Omen of the Forge. Kill Smokebreaker. You don't eat it, Roy. You inhale it through your earballs. Got wrecked by Volomachus. Opponent drew his 3 ran to loop infinite turns, beat with the 1/1 dwarf. The deck is great. I have 100% win rate against Titan, I think, by the way, if you're curious. Matchup is not close. Time for a Manamorphose ban? I wouldn't mind that. I would be way happier about Swiftspear, Soulscar Mage, Lava Dart, Light Up Stage. Yeah, it will be more. I mean, they killed my extra mana, so I think we just play Spellskite this turn. After sideboard looping, Aethergust is disgusting. Well, you let them get the emblem. You're supposed to kill them before that. You're playing Breach Titan. Did you deputy their vial? Oh, well, I didn't realize I could do that, Mord. Why didn't you tell me sooner? I'm kidding. Love you, buddy. Yeah, I just straight up missed it. Just completely missed that I drew a deputy on the previous turn. You try harder. You're not from the second world, Mord. That would mean you're a communist country. Wait a minute. Second world countries were a thing, Roy. It meant they were allied with Russia. It was a real thing. Or the USSR. Oh, the R in it, sure, whatever. It was a good typo. Yeah, no, I mean, I understand. Second, I'm firm to Circuit Culture. Got paired against Boros Prowess. They had 3 Manamorphose, 2 Light Up, 3 Dart. That's about right. Are you sure you're not me, Amulet, for the win? I think you might be me. Hey, Moore, did we win more? I think we might have won more. Being bullied. Everyone's bullied by Roy. Gives you a thick skin around these parts. For not being a Spanish speaker. Roy, how dare you make fun of Mort for not speaking Spanish? When you should be making fun of him for not speaking Tamil. What's wrong with you, Mort? What is wrong with you, Roy? If you kids don't play nice together, I will turn this whole stream around, alright? I will start winning games. Do you want that? Do you really want to watch me win games? We did talk spoilers offbeat. Mostly the fact that I'm overjoyed about Old Border Fetch lands and I really don't care about anything else. Although I was correct about Counterspell being a good fit for the for Modern being the Counterspell format. There's a Skelemental. Knew it was coming. It's not a big deal. Deputy Magus win? No. No, that's not a thing we can do at all. But we are going to get an enigmatic. I don't know. I think I'm just going to take this, right? Deputy of the Vile, get Magus from the moon. Oh, you meant okay. Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I like Mord's line. I like the line that actually wins me the game here. I think he's got a good head on his shoulders. Oh, that's even better too, Mord, because I get to bug report. Because I could use it after this league. That doesn't do anything when it ETBs or anything. No. Okay, that's fine. What elemental would you like to put on top of your library that you won't be able to cast? The answer is... Oh, no, they're going to get the red one. They will be able to cast that. The Lightning Kin Stormcaller something. Might not be able to get Magus of the Moon. Thunderkin Awakener, yeah. I might not be able to get Magus of the Moon. I might have to get Callous Bloodmage to wipe out their graveyard. Because I did not board it out. So we'll take the Vial. But I can't... We'll take the Vial. We'll get Callous Bloodmage, wipe out their graveyard. Then next turn we go Lurrus, sack this, play out Abundant Growth. Yeah. I got it. I got it, Mark. I'm good. Because they have 0 cards in hand, this is kind of like playing Lantern. We're set up in a way where every turn we get to have so much control over this game. I can't imagine that they're ever able to crawl back out. Yeah, if we draw a land, we get to do that. I'm just saying, like, even if we don't draw a land, we're in a great spot. Because we get the Lurrus in play, we get to play out an enchantment, we get to keep making proactive moves. Like, they just picked up a card that just, like, doesn't do anything. This thing will be scary if they hit another land, but they haven't yet. They don't really have good attacks here. Which is this a Lord? Oh, it is. This is a Lord. Okay, so I really want to kill that. So we go block, 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 block. We take 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're totally right, Offbeat. Yeah, unclaimed territory doesn't say, like, to cast creatures or to activate creatures of the chosen creature type. Good catch. Yeah. Which, again, one of those classic moments of, oh, I could definitely tell you that if you asked me. But if I'm actually in a game, I don't know. Nothing about nothing. Okay. I actually don't have the life total to cast this Lurrus. So we just go sack Abundant Growth. Oh, yeah. Okay, I see. Yeah. I mean, I can sack the growth. I still get to sack the growth like I wanted to. Yeah, image copying their voice is great. They scooped. They scooped. That's so funny. All right. MTGO Bazaar 4. It's an interesting account. Man, we just keep hitting the... So Saffron Olive went 0-2 drop with the Velomachus deck. He had a little thing on screen that said 1-0, but he was never 1-0. Okay. All right. I'm keeping this mediocrity, but we won 1. The deck's busted. We got there. Oh yeah, Freak's not here anymore. But yeah, Saffron Olive did go 0-2 with Velomachus turns and then scoop the league, claiming it was too fragile, too inconsistent. Can't be good enough for Modern. Repeated 5-0s. People who are actually playing the deck can't possibly know what they're talking about. Well, I was hoping MTGO bot was correct, that they were playing Burn. 3rd blue-red prowess of the league to make sure that we go 1-4. Four. Blue-red prowess big these days. It wasn't for a long while. It was like 2 weeks. So, yeah, I think you're generally correct, Jiggy. Although, I've seen him have some really incredibly well-informed and intelligent takes on why the rules work the way they do, without any knowledge of why the rules work the way they do. Basically, he's one of those people who has the same reaction to layers as a lot of people who get got by the layer system. Oh my god, why does it work this way? It's so bad. This is broken. It's like, no. The layer system is actually very good. It's doing a lot of good work. Wizards keeps designing more and more and more cards that they don't test in internal formats, and therefore a system that was never meant to deal with certain interactions is having to deal with certain interactions. They should never have been unplayable cards. There was a reason they weren't for so long. And it works. It's just unintuitive sometimes. I'm 1 mana off here of being able to do anything particularly good. Wait. It's Prowess deck number 3. First we played Etron. Then the same blue-red Prowess player twice. Then Elementals, and now this one. And the changes that Mordekaiser had made to this deck list had actually improved this matchup as well as Etron. So if I was playing his version, I would have been a lot better off, but I didn't. Life Gain Tribal, away! It's okay, Jig. I'm just getting this bad luck out before I play another challenge on the weekend. Or maybe even 2. if we record the podcast on Sunday evening. Yay! They're gonna have more spells. So I'm taking 10 damage. Playing against prowess, I've gained 9 life. I've lost 1. Ten, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 damage I've taken this turn. Can't play my Brain Maggot. Secret lair layers? Well, they already did that joke, Roy. They did secret lair layers. That was a April Fool's joke. Secret lair layers. There's just a whole bunch of layers. Yeah, layers. But like they were from all over Magic. It wasn't just like the layers from Apocalypse Block. But although secret lair layers would be an interesting twist on it. Yeah. Oh no, sorry. It was from the vault. Sorry, from the vault. From the vault layers. Sorry, that was the original secret layers. I mean, obviously they're not the same thing, but they're kind of the same thing. I don't know if I got it in me to finish this match, dude. I just can't even like begin to start cutting cards here and feel like I have any chance. The full well, it's not prowess. It's prowess with this deck. It's the third time, and I haven't really ever been close in the other matches or games. As I said yesterday, sometimes you just gotta look out for yourself. I'm just not in the right place to do this right now. Yeah. Oh, it's never ending Offbeat Hero, but specifically Blue Red Prowess is the deck I have a problem with. The other ones are fragile enough that I don't mind them so much. The problem I have with Blue Red is it's just way too goddamn consistent. Cut birds for Glass Casket. Well, Glass Casket is 2 mana, first of all. It doesn't that's not a clean replacement. Second of all, it's not an enchantment, it's an artifact, so that doesn't really fit with this deck particularly well at all. So that said, Mordekaiser did send me a screenshot of an improved deck list for the current metagame. So for all credibility, let's throw this on screen because he did actually send it to me and then started screaming at me about spoilers. So I went and looked at the spoilers, and I didn't see the image because he said he'd get it to me later. And then, if it's a long story, the point is, now I have it. And open with what? Just open it. It's an image, dude. It's an image. It's an image. Just open it. Why don't we want to open it? Stupid Discord. There we go. All right. So, it's largely similar, but he's playing Gilded Geese instead of Birds of Paradise, so they have the extra point of toughness to dodge Lavid Arts and Ren 6. Then we've got Trial of Ambition here instead of Omen of the Forge, so this deck is more weighted towards black as a 4th color over red as the 4th color. And there's a 4th Teferi Time Raveler. Those are the biggest changes. There's no Cratermaker. There's no Callous Bloodmage for the moment, although I think he was a fan of some of what it was doing in this league. Ephemerate is a card I find incredibly questionable in this deck. It's not that it's not good. It's very good, except when it's useless. Then it's obviously pointless. And it's really easy to remember when Ephemerate is completely insane and forget about the times that you had to hold it or have it in a hand and you had to mulligan or etc. So I'm not sold on the Ephemerates. I think I would want another Renegade Rallier. But if I have to play Gilded Goose in this deck for it to be something that's viable, I just don't care. I don't want to play it. Gilded Goose without artifact synergies for me is just not something I'm interested in playing. So that makes it really hard for me to play the rest of this deck. I like Birds of Paradise in... Well, I just don't like Birds of Paradise. I don't like 1-Toughness Bandit in general, and I don't like it when they can't leave anything behind. Gilded Goose fitting into the artifact decks made me happy. And the fact that you do get to keep something when it dies is great. But Mana Dorks are just not where I want to be. I'd rather be the person who's playing Ren and 6 on the other side of the table. Or even Lavenark, to be perfectly honest. That said, I mean, the Enigmatic engine is still very strong, and the adjustments that he made to that version do definitely give you a lot more wiggle room against blue-red prowess. You can try something new, Mort? What are you thinking? You'll brew something? Be right back in 5 minutes, all right? If you say so. For now, I'm definitely leaving Enigmatic Incarnation behind for a little bit. It's just really demanding. You have to be very, very in tune with the list. I had a time where I had a time where it felt really good. Definitely the more blue-red prowess is around, the harder it is for this deck to function. They're just way too fast. Their threats are way too resilient and require specific answers a lot of the time. The answers that this deck plays oftentimes are answerable. It's just hard. That said, we're going to go and play something super fun. We're going to play Oops All Gearhulks. So stick around for that one. This is a sick deck from a viewer of Freak You Nasty, and it's going to be a real good time. So stay with us, folks. Again, Mort, I don't want to be hard on Enigmatic, and I'm kind of being hard on myself more than anything else. It's just I wanted to love this, and just right from the very first match,